Hello, hello. I appreciate y'all for joining me. This is Mike on the mic. Man, another loss. We got another one, man. We got another one, and that's all right. That's all right because we still in a comfortable position. We still a-okay. We are all right. But I'm gonna tell y'all why Joe Flacco got to start. He's got to start. It has not been announced that he's gonna start yet, but in my opinion, Stefanski doesn't even have an option. The team already made the choice. The performance was right there. This is not a knock on DTR. Not to knock it all on DTR, man. I actually like DTR, but we're in a position where we don't have, this ain't week 2 anymore. This ain't week 3. We don't have time for you to continue to learn game by game, man. We need to win games. This game, we got to win. This is a must win. We have to win this game, whether Lawrence starts or not. We got to win this game. If we win this game, man, we really control. We're back in the driver's seat. Like we're kind of riding comfortable. We lose this game, it's a trickle down effect. It's bigger than possibly missing the playoffs, man. It's the locker room. It's things like that, which that's one thing I can give to Stefanski, man. He does not lose the locker room. Guys may not respect him completely, but they play for him. So I'm not too concerned about that. But we ain't even gonna get into that because we gonna catch this dub against the Jaguars. But Flacco's got to be the guy. I told y'all last week, man, our offense was gonna look completely different. Completely different. I told y'all that guy just has a different knowledge of the game. Y'all like it's his knowledge of the game on the field helps everybody he's playing with. It's no longer Kevin Stefanski goes from a complete 180. He goes from telling DTR, "Hey man, control the game, don't make mistakes," which is the same thing he's going to tell Flacco, "Don't make mistakes." That's any quarterback. But the key difference is what you can tell the team, man. When you put a rookie quarterback out there and you have the hopes and the talent, the roster to go to the playoffs and beyond, you tell everybody else, man, y'all got to step up around it. The Stefanski, I'm sure he did not say, "Hey man, it's DTR, we need you to go out there and be the guy and win us the game." No, he told everybody else around him, man, y'all got to step up. The Amari Coopers and Joku's, the offensive line, the running game, everybody else got to step up around him. But when you have a Joe Flacco in there, it's the opposite. See, now Joe Flacco, the one in there directing everything. Now Joe Flacco is the calming presence. The team made this decision that he needs to start. All them comments you heard last week, man, though they didn't have to say those things. They didn't. I didn't hear him say that stuff about PJ Walker when he came in. He came in just like Flacco did. There was an injury, an oh no injury. We got to go to somebody. They went to PJ Walker. They had him on the practice squad. I didn't hear them say anything like they've said about Joe Flacco. He made a huge mistake. Flacco did throwing that interception, man. That is unacceptable, and now I think that was more him pressing. That was him, man. He was feeling it, man. The dude had a great game. Great game. He really did. He put us in a position to win up until that interception. And once that interception happened, man, you could just cut the game off because the rest of the film was just it's hard to really take anything from it. The defensive side of the ball, you can't take. To me, that game was a wash. Myles Garrett shouldn't even have played. That guy wasn't healthy, and you see the impact of having a Myles Garrett and a Ward out. But we'll get to that. That's my. We'll get to that sometime. My mind, y'all know how my mind go. But man, Flacco, you gotta start him. Like Stefanski can play all these mind games and not naming the starter, but you have to start this guy. Like I said, the team made the decision. Amari Cooper said when he throws in practice, it's like poetry in motion. Van Pelt was talking about how great of an arm he is, 5 out of 5. Like these guys weren't saying that about the other guys. That's how they feel. And when you feel that way about a quarterback, I'm sure they know they ain't got Patrick Mahomes out there. It's not that feeling. But it's a drastic difference going from a rookie of, man, this guy might not make the right play call. Man, this guy might I might be thinking one thing, he thinking something completely different. But when you got Flacco in there, man, it calms everything. It don't matter how talented he. It's not about the talent level, man. It's about his what he knows, the knowledge he's now bringing. He can direct everybody else. direct everybody else. And on top of that, man, you see his arm. I told y'all, I want to reiterate over and over because I don't want anybody thinking that I think Joe Flacco is some top 10 quarterback we just made to still a free agency and just, why didn't anybody else sign this great quarterback? Man, the dude is not a world beater, man. He has to be put in a perfect system. But I think he's about as close to a perfect system as he can be in. And if we had Nick Chubb, it'd be real trouble. Like veterans like that can operate in these offenses because all they got to do is make the right play. All they got to do is read. All they got to do is use the knowledge and wisdom that they have from the game. It's nothing that they haven't seen out there. So now when we call the plays that we called with DTR, where we like, man, get rid of the ball. Get rid of the ball. Why ain't nobody open? Are now plays where Joe Flacco then already threw the ball. The guy wasn't open yet. When he's throwing it, the guy's not open. But by the time he comes out of his break, that ball is right there. The receiver even shocked us right there. That's the difference, and that's with no timing. The only person he had any type of timing with was Elijah Moore coming into that last game. And you saw, to me, that was a clear indication that we 9 different targets he threw to, 9 different completions. The guy had 2 touchdowns and a back-breaking interception that killed us. But man, that guy in our offense is perfect. And we didn't even have our running game going. Our running game was not going, but I love that Stefanski kept running the ball. He was smart. He didn't get away from it just because it wasn't working. He kept running it because now the defense got to continue to defend it. Y'all saw what happened once we got one-dimensional, though. Once that interception happened, they went down and scored. Our offense became one-dimensional. The threat of the run game was no more. They didn't care. You can go ahead and run with Jerome Ford because we don't feel like you can put up enough points running the ball in a quick enough time to now beat us. You're fighting the clock. So now we're just relentlessly pass rushing. And you saw that's when the 2 sacks came. That's when Flacco started to get uncomfortable because we were one-dimensional. And that's why I said earlier, man, some of this film you just kind of got to not throw away. Obviously, it's a lot they can learn from that, but it's hard to take anything away from it because the Rams knew what we were doing. They knew what we were doing. They knew we were trying to throw the ball. That interception he threw to Elijah Moore was attempted to throw. He attempted to. That was horrible. But I think that was impressive, man. He felt good. Dude had 250-some passing yards. Man, that's like in 6 games. 6 games. That is ridiculous. 6 games, P.J. Walker threw for 674 yards. In 5 games, Dorian Thompson threw for 429. In the 1 game Flacco started, he threw for 254. It's a difference, man. It's a difference. Amari Cooper don't got to worry about anything no more. All he has to do is go out, play receiver. Now, guys got to start catching the ball. Guys got to start catching the ball, man. We got to start catching the ball. That can't happen. That's a pet peeve of mine. Whatever position you at, what you're paid to do, your standard, your bottom bar as a receiver is to run a route and catch the ball. So if you're not catching the ball, man, you're not doing the bare minimum, the basics, the fundamentals. That's ridiculous. And it's not just Njoku, which is crazy. It's also Amari Cooper. Like it's all of them. So I don't understand what's going on with that. But they got to get that corrected. That can't keep happening. Because at that point, it don't matter who your quarterback is. We can have Deshaun Watson, Mahomes, Allen, Flacco, 2.0 thousand. It don't matter if guys ain't catching the ball. It's not going to matter. I think Stefanski called a great game. Even the play on the interception, I hear a lot of people talking about why would you call that play? I mean, come on. That's one I'm not putting on Stefanski. There were other routes that Flacco could have thrown. Flacco did a great job all game of throwing the ball away when he needed to. He just didn't on that one. I can't put that on Stefanski, especially not with a veteran quarterback. Like I used to say earlier, risk management. My biggest thing with DTR was risk management. Don't even give a rookie quarterback, a guy who doesn't have the experience, that a Flacco has. Don't even give him the opportunity of a play like that. But Flacco, man, I'm not going to be on Stefanski. That's a ball Flacco knows he shouldn't have thrown. That's not a play call. I'm pretty sure Elijah Moore was not the primary receiver on that one, meaning he was not the number one guy you look at. And if he was, you still had an option 2 or 3. Flacco chose not to do it. That's on Flacco, man, and he knows that. But another week in this offense, another week getting acclimated. Hopefully, we can have a Amari Cooper healthy, which it don't look like it. But either way, I like Cedric Tillman. I don't know if he's ready to step up into that because that's a major role. We with all the injuries we facing, we starting to really feel these injuries. Every team facing injuries, but we have injuries to our core guys, like our guys that make our team tick and go. The reason our defense has been looking shaky the past 2 weeks is because Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward, man, those are two luxuries we have. Those are two absolute luxuries to have as a combination. Most teams have one or the other. Even there's some great defenses that have one or the other. You might have a great pass rusher, but there's not many teams that has a great pass rusher like that and a great lockdown corner. And then not only do we have that lockdown corner, but we got other corners. We got second tier guys that are all good. Our secondary is excellent. But when you're missing Denzel Ward, the main number one guy, man, that's hard to recover from. That's hard to recover from. Because now the guy that's used to covering the number 2 has to cover the number 1. And so on and so on. And that's hard. That's difficult. Very difficult, man. And you see the effects of that. And when you pairing that with a pass rusher that's out too, that's not a good combo. Because now guys aren't getting there. Myles Garrett used to get there in however many seconds. So you only used to have to cover guys for a certain amount of time. Now Myles Garrett is not healthy. Like that's clear. It is clear the guy was not healthy last game, was not healthy the game he injured the shoulder. Shouldn't have been playing, to me, in my opinion. There was nothing he gave on. The man has 0 tackles. All you can say is, all right, hey, he did get some double teams, but after a while, the Rams was like, man, dude, this is not Myles Garrett. So they were just chipping him with the running back, but it wasn't no real double teams, man. That Myles is not healthy. Hopefully, another week, man, he'll be able to do more next game. But we had no pass rush. That was the main thing that killed us. That was numero uno. We had no type of pass rush. None. Stafford just stood back there. He did whatever he wanted. He already kind of had a jump on us because Schwartz used to be his head coach his rookie season. When he got drafted to the Lions, Schwartz was the head coach. So, man, he knows Schwartz. Like, he knows him. He knows him. And I'm sure Matthew Stafford's game has evolved more than Schwartz's playbook has and mentality has. So where Stafford's grown and he's stuff that he didn't do well when Schwartz was the head coach, he does well now, man. That guy's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Man, he picked us apart. Picked us apart because we had no pressure. I will say I'm disappointed in Zadarius Smith. I'm a little disappointed in Zadarius Smith. I am, man. I mean, and it's not even that because he gets pressure. He makes an impact. I want to make that clear. He makes an impact. But man, when you aren't getting a sack pretty much ever, it's something wrong. And I honestly, my opinion, which we on Mike on the mic, why wouldn't I give my opinion? I think it was week 2 or 3. There was a play that was briefly highlighted was Zadarius Smith where his knee buckled. He buckled, the knee buckled. He went down. In the moment when I first saw it, I was like, oh, man, this guy done tore his ACL or blew out his knee or something, man. Achilles, something. The guy was back in there a player or two later. It did show up on the injury report a little bit, but no one really spoke about it. No one's made a big deal about it. But to me, I still think whatever happened in that play has been lingering since then. I don't think he's right. He doesn't have that explosiveness. He can play. He's making an impact, but he doesn't have that burst to get to the quarterback. I think that is what's missing. Yeah, I truly do. That dude has not. Man, that dude can get sacks. The dude can get sacks. Like I'm telling y'all, the dude is a pass rusher. It's just he's a step slow this year. And I truly think it's because of that injury. I really do. Because even his explosiveness was different. If y'all look in them first couple games, After that, it was never really the same. But it's not just on him, man. None of them guys made enough plays. We did not make nearly enough plays on defense. Nearly enough. But it's rough when you missing the the two keys to stopping the offense is to rush the passer and to obviously have corners and things like that to cover the receivers. Man, we're missing key guys at both of those levels. It's rough. Ward's back at practice, so that is awesome. That's going to be huge. That's huge. Ward is back at practice. You're going to see a huge difference in that. And hopefully another week with Miles' shoulder, man. The fact that he even played last week and was able to play was crazy to me and amazing. I don't think he should have played, but hopefully with another week, he'll be even more healthy, be able to make more of an impact. But that game was rough to watch because to me, the defense throw the film out the window, man. When Ward and Miles being out, that wasn't our defense. Like you can't play our defense without having those two things. Like you have to have a pass rusher, and if you're lucky, you got a good corner, or either you got a dominant corner and you got a decent pass. Like you have to have one of those. For us to be missing both of those, what our defense is based around, it's not gonna work. Not the way we're used to. And when you're facing a team like the Rams, that's a heck of an offense, man. That's a heck of an offense. I want to say it again. That's a heck of an offense we played. It ain't gonna cut it. And we were still, to me, we should have been in that game. You take that interception away, man. There ain't no telling what was gonna happen in that game. We had all the momentum and all that. That was a detrimental interception, a fatal one. But he'll grow in the offense, man. I'm really not worried. Got to start Flacco though. All right, got to start Flacco. Got to. That's the best we've looked all year, and he hasn't practiced with our team. Like that's the best we've looked. That's the most efficient and consistent offense, in my opinion. We've looked with that all year, even with Deshaun. Even with Deshaun, it's ups and downs. And man, how the heck did he miss that throw? And how the heck did we call this play? Man, that play, the game plan was pretty much simple for the most part. And Flacco just orchestrated the offense. It was very simple. Very, very simple. Wasn't nothing rocket scientist about it. I loved it. I loved it. And we were in a position to win. So good job on Stefanski. I like what I saw from Flacco. He just brings a calming presence to the offense, man. He wasn't even getting pressured really until that interception, and we became one dimensional. They knew we were gonna pass. The guy had time in the pocket, man. I was very, very pleased with what I saw, and I even expected to see good things, and I was still very pleased. On to the Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't know what it is about this season and quarterbacks getting hurt, man. It is ridiculous how many, and like franchise quarterbacks, Aaron Rodgers, Deshaun Watson, possibly Lawrence. Now, even though they're saying it's a high ankle sprain, high ankle sprains are rough. He'll be able to play, but he's not going to be able to play mobile. I don't think he'll play this week, but he'll be able to play next week, definitely. I don't think he'll play this week, and if he does, man, that could possibly play in our favor, even though obviously he's a great quarterback, man. The dude is a beast. But if he can't move, that's a big part of his game, being able to move. When you can't move, your mind says you could do stuff, or your mind, is thinking you're gonna do something. But when you physically can't really do something the way you want to, that could work in our favor for our pass rush. That could really limit their offense. It might be better for them to play what's his name? Beathard. It might be better to play them. I'd rather play him, but because Lawrence, if he's playing, man, it's rough. But it could work in our favor. That really could, because ain't no way you got a high ankle sprain. High ankle sprains are weeks. Like if you're a running back, you out for 4 or 5 weeks. Quarterback can get away with it because you don't gotta run, cut on a dime. Man, high ankle sprains are rough. I done had a couple of them. And that one looked like a nasty one. He could barely even walk. That I don't know about that one. But either way, I got the Browns, man. I really do. I got the Browns. We should win this game. We should win this game. Another week of preparation, another week of timing and getting acclimated in offense for Flacco. I really think we should win this game. Hopefully, Stefanski puts in some more wrinkles into the offense. You can't come out and do the same thing. You got to come out, put some different wrinkles, put some different looks in there, which I'm sure Stefanski will, because he loves to just make mountains out of molehills. So I'm sure he'll come up with some extravagant something, uh, some play calling, double, triple, quadruple, halfback reverse or something. But I do have us winning this game. The Jaguars are a good team, and that pass rush, I'm a little nervous about their pass rush. They're gonna put some heat on Flacco. Um, Hopefully, we use our screen game and quick pass game like we did last week, man. Them quick passes, that's just Flacco. That's timing. That's just all right. I got a slant. I don't have to wait till the receiver is open. I don't have to wait till I see him open. Based on the coverage I see, I know he's gonna be open in his spot. So I'm just gonna throw it before he's open. The difference between him and DTR. We don't have time for that guy to learn those things. We don't have time for him to get comfortable because he already knows it. But in the NFL, man, it's so fast and you don't want to make a mistake. So that little second that you hesitate or have a little hitch, man, that's it. You done lost the opportunity to throw it before he was open. So now if he's open, a DB might be coming to cover because now he sees the guy open. It's that slight difference, man. It's that slight difference. And that's why I think Stefanski will 100% go with Flacco. I don't even think it's like really a conversation. I think they know they're gonna go with Flacco. They're just playing mind games and not wanting to give away, which I get it. Not wanting to why tell the world? We don't need to know. Why? For what? What advantage does the Browns have by saying that Flacco will be the starter? Keep the knowledge to yourself. Say it when you gotta say it. I've never had an issue with him doing that other than me being a fan and just wanting to be nosy. I want to know everything. I want to know what y'all thinking. But I get it. In his shoes, I'd be doing the same thing. Man, it's chess, not checkers sometimes, man. So I get that. Got us winning, like I said. If y'all can't tell, man, I'm hesitant to talk about the Cavs, man, because truly, and the Cavs are playing right now as I'm recording this, man. We're playing the Magic right now, but I'm gonna throw that game on after this. But the Cavs just irritate me, man. They do, because to me it was clear cut, obvious our issues, and we came in attempting to address only one issue, which is 3-point shooting. But to me, that wasn't our biggest issue. We just trotted out the same thing. The same. From the top down, from Kobe Altman, how the heck do you still bring back JB Bickerstaff? How the heck do you still bring back Donovan Mitchell, Garland, Jared Allen, Evan Mobley, all these guys as your core players, and all you added was Strus and Niang, which those are two great additions, but that doesn't move the needle. That doesn't get us to where we need to go. That ain't enough gas in the tank to get us to our destination. It's not. So on Kobe Altman's level, how do you come back with pretty much the same thing? Which, again, he added Strus and the Yang, and they are good additions, but you see it's still not enough. JB Bickerstaff, y'all, I don't want to keep going on a rant on him, but truly, like, how do you not come up with anything? Like, what does he hang his hat on? It, like, I don't get it. He seems like he is just breeding a culture of it's okay to lose. It's all right. I never hear this dude. I never hear this dude just say it's unacceptable. We're losing and it's unacceptable. We're better than this. We shouldn't have lost this game. I got to coach better. Call some guys out. Whatever it is, man, he does not have any type of disciplinary bone in him. And it's just like everything is okay. Everything is passive. Everything is all right. Like, it's okay. Bro, you've been saying that for years. This is not the same rookie bunch of 22, 24-year-olds that you inherited when you first got the coaching job. Like, you have more than just let me make these guys feel good and give them an environment to continue to develop their game. Like you have to be a coach now. Like we've got playoff aspirations deep in the playoffs. Like that's not gonna cut it. Like Tom Thibodeau coached circles around this man, and I'm just true. Every time I watch them, or every time I talk about them, then y'all can see how do you come back with the same thing. Is baffling. The Cavs have to make a move, and I think they gotta make an aggressive one. It can't be just a little ripple, like a little wave. Man, you got to make an aggressive move. By aggressive, I mean Mitchell or Garland has to go. I'm over the combination. I've seen enough. I don't care if we win tonight. I don't care if we win the next 15 games in a row. I've seen enough in terms of them. If those are going to be our two best players, if those are going to be the two guys we base our team around, which I know we wanted to be Mobley, but he ain't there yet. He's not. He ain't there yet. Mitchell and Garland ain't gonna cut it. I think that combination is holding Garland back. He looked like a completely different player than before Mitchell came. Before Mitchell came, man, we had just given him a contract. The guy was dishing passes to everybody. He was excellent in the offense. He was scoring efficiently. He wasn't turning the ball over. Now this guy's a turnover machine, which is a sign of being uncomfortable, a sign of being just not, things aren't, you don't feel natural. Something is not right with our team, obviously, which is obvious to me, but they trotted the same thing out. And now we've got to make an adjustment in season because they cannot keep going down this path. Like JB Bickerstaff got to go. He's the first one. That's the first domino that's got to fall. Because I'm perfectly fine. I understand it's going to be hard to move Mitchell. I get it. Like his contract is not like, I get that. His contract is not beautiful. Who's going to want to trade for a guy that's a rental like that? He possibly would have to agree to go to whatever team we're trying to trade him to. What are you going to get in return? Is it going to suffice? I get it. But you at least got to see how another coach can come in here and try to morph Mitchell and Garland. You have to. Because JB Bickerstaff can't play any rotation well. How is Craig Porter Jr. lighting up the league, man? And as soon as Mitchell come back, he don't get any playing time. How is Amani Bates in the G League dropping 30 a game? He can't get a minute in the game other than when you clearing out the benches and we've lost the game or just won the game handedly and you don't care anymore. That's the only time you can find minutes for those guys. That makes no sense. That does it to me. Not when you've got a team that you're struggling to try to find offense with. When you got two guys, two spark plugs, two igniters. You trying to start a fire and you just choosing not to use them. Like, I don't understand that. I don't get it. I could see if our offense was just killing it. If we were just doing great winning games, I could see you not forcing them guys in there or pushing them in there. But what you go in the playoffs, man, we gonna need that. We are going to need what they bring to the table, especially Amani Bates. Man, get these guys acclimated. Get these guys in the offense. I don't get it. Truly, I don't. It's baffling. We'll see how this game tonight goes, which I don't need. Whether they win or lose, I still think all the changes I said need to be made. At that a 10-win streak, none of that matters to me. The change, Bickerstaff at the very least has to go, and you got to see what another head coach can do, what he can draw up on offense, do more than a pick and roll. You have to. We have seen this year after year after year after year. He has not grown. Players have gotten better, but our offense has just been the same play calling. He hasn't thrown anything in. Like we have the most generic, basic. It's frustrating to watch. It really is. It is. But I love y'all, man. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. Again, I appreciate y'all for joining me. I truly do. I truly, truly do. Love y'all. God bless y'all. Have a great week. It's Mike on the mic. Peace.